The officer didn't even look up from his clipboard when he said it. "Miss Rowan, we've recovered a minor wandering alone near a freeway ramp. She says she was on her way to your house because you were supposed to pick her up." My breath stopped mid-chest. I wasn't supposed to pick anyone up. In fact, I had said no, clearly, calmly, and for the first time in years. But somehow, my niece Ella was standing in a police station with a plastic bag of her belongings because someone told her I'd abandoned her. And what I didn't know yet was this. 3 days later, the truth would rip my entire family in half. My name is Mira Rowan, and in my family, I was trained to be the emotional janitor. My older brother, Caleb, was the chosen one, the brilliant one, the one my mother introduced like a trophy. I was the one who got the smaller room, gave up after-school activities, missed my own field trip because Caleb needs the car, and later paid the bills my parents forgot to handle. Every time I questioned anything, my mom would sigh. "Mira, don't be dramatic. Family sacrifice." But in our house, family meant me, and sacrifice meant everything I had. The one bright spot was my niece Ella, 8 years old, thoughtful, gentle, with eyes that always searched for permission to exist. She wasn't my daughter, but her heart lived in my hands. Caleb had a habit of assuming the world would clean up behind him. My mother reinforced it. If he forgot something, I should bring it. If he needed money, I should lend it. If he wanted quiet, I should rearrange my day. Once, when I earned my first bonus at work, I told my family proudly. My mom smiled and said, "That's perfect timing. Caleb's behind on rent again." And just like that, my celebration became a bailout. But Ella, she ran to me like I was sunlight. I made her lunches shaped like stars. I braided her hair. I showed up to every recital her dad forgot about. When she held my hand, her tiny fingers wrapped around mine like she trusted me more than gravity. I didn't realize how heavy that trust would become. The breaking point came on a Thursday afternoon. Caleb called while I was preparing a presentation I'd spent months developing. "Hey, I need you to pick up Ella from school Friday," he said. "I can't," I answered gently. "I'm presenting at a conference. I'll be out of town." He went silent, then hissed, "You're unbelievable. Do you know how selfish you sound?" I swallowed the old instinct, apologize, backtrack, absorb the guilt. But this time I said, "No, Caleb, find another solution." He hung up on me, and for the first time, I didn't chase his approval. Something cold settled in my spine, though. In my family, no wasn't a boundary. It was a challenge. I arrived home the next day, suitcase still in my hand, when my phone rang. Unknown number. "Miss Rowan?" "Yes." "This is Officer Hale. We have a minor here." "Ella Rowan? She says you were supposed to meet her after school. She was found walking alone near a freeway ramp." My world cracked. "What? No, her father was supposed to. We just need you to come down to the station." I drove faster than I ever had in my life. At the precinct, I found Ella sitting in a plastic chair clutching her backpack like it was the only thing keeping her together. Her face was streaked with dried tears. "Aunt Mira, you weren't there. Dad said you'd come." My throat burned. Caleb had told her I would pick her up. He set me up to be the villain. He put her in danger to punish me for saying no. Officer Hale asked Ella a series of questions. Then he turned to me. Miss Rowan, this qualifies as endangerment. She was nearly struck crossing the final intersection before the freeway. My stomach dropped. My phone buzzed. Caleb. I put it on speaker. Where is my daughter? He screamed. You were supposed to get her. Mom said. I cut him off. Ella told the officers you said I would get her. I told you no, repeatedly. A beat of silence. Then he snapped. Why do you always twist everything? Just take the blame. Officer Hale took the phone. Mr. Rowan, this call is being recorded. You need to return immediately. This will be documented. Caleb's voice dissolved into curses before the officer ended the call. Within hours, my family group chat lit up. How could you do this to your brother? Poor Caleb is falling apart. You're jealous because he has a family. Not one person asked if Ella was okay. Not one person asked what actually happened. My mother called last. Mira, just apologize. Keep the peace. I answered quietly, no. Keeping the peace is what got us here. She gasped like I'd slapped her. But the truth is, for the first time, I wasn't playing the role they assigned me. Caleb arrived at the precinct with my mother behind him. He stormed into the interview room. You ruined my reputation. Mom said. Officer Hale stepped between us. Mr. Rowan, the school confirmed you never called them. Your daughter waited alone for 45 minutes before walking off campus. Witnesses saw her crossing a major intersection alone. Caleb froze. Hale continued. We also have text messages from your sister declining to pick her up, repeatedly. My mother's face drained of color. Caleb's jaw clenched so hard his cheek twitched. He finally muttered, I was overwhelmed. I just thought Merritt would pick up the slack. She always does. And there it was, the quiet confession that shattered his entire narrative. Hale nodded. Your daughter could have been killed. This isn't Mira's fault. This is yours. My mother opened her mouth to defend him, but the look Hale gave her shut it instantly. A CPS representative arrived later that evening. She requested mandatory parenting classes, temporary oversight, supervised pickups, and evidence of consistent responsibility. Caleb looked at me, eyes full of fury and fear. You did this to me, he spat. I shook my head. No, you did this to her. Ella reached for my hand again. This time, her grip wasn't desperate. It was steady, like she knew someone was finally telling the truth. I drove Ella home that night. She fell asleep in the back seat, breathing softly, finally safe. And in the quiet, I realized something. Everything changed the moment I said no, not because it caused chaos, but because it revealed truth. I wasn't the family's doormat anymore. I wasn't the fixer. I wasn't the one they could shift blame onto whenever Caleb slipped. I was the one who protected a child the way no one had ever protected me, and nothing in our family would ever go back to the way it was. Thank God. If this story hit close to home, tell me below. What would you have done in my place? And don't forget to subscribe. The next story goes even deeper into the secrets families try to hide.